All right, guys, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? So, PC Man here, Double H, back in six flashes. Of course, again, I'm feeling just slightly a bit under the weather here, but we should try and plow on and do our best just to try and get this weekly show out there, just to pretty much review what has happened so far. So, of course, guys, we're here on the international break, and this whole UEFA Nations League. Maybe get a little bit into what this thing's about. Is it going to help with this whole international break? Is it going to get people a bit more involved and interested in actually what happens internationally? We'll wait and see. But I think so. On today's agenda, we're going to talk about Pogba. The latest rumor about Pogba in a perhaps swap deal with the Dybala for Juventus. Let's talk a bit about that. Talk a bit about Mbappe. Is Mbappe now back? Talk a bit about the Germany. Why the hell is Joachim Löw still the manager of Germany when they did get out of their freaking group at the World Cup? And also, we'll also look at this whole very stupid Sergio Ramos and Salah escapade, which has included the death threats and so forth. And why, oh why, is this thing still a thing? And why haven't people just accepted that Liverpool just got beat by the better team? And then lastly, we'll just touch a little bit about the FIFA ratings, how it works, and what it's about. So let's start off with the top thing on our agenda right now, which is, of course, Pogba. So who believes or who thinks Pogba is leaving in January?
Nah.
Sorry, I say that again, man.
It doesn't make sense. Why would I said it doesn't make sense that he's leaving in January because they can't sign any other midfielder in January.
Okay, so what about a swap deal? How likely do you think a swap deal would actually happen? So he goes to Juventus, Dybala comes to Man United.
I mean, if it happens, it'll only be in the summer. It doesn't make sense. Why would Man United? First of all, they're lacking in midfield. Pogba is not even doing a sufficient job. So if they get rid of Pogba, they only have Fred and Fellaini and who else? So they need more center mids than they do a Dybala or a player of that sort. So I don't think they would. It wouldn't make sense to them because they would.
They need more than center mids, man. Like they need almost a whole new team, bro. But yeah, carry on.
I heard that Zidane, if he came to United though, he was thinking of getting Toni Kroos and the other Mr.
Oh no. Like, look, I mean, okay. Let's talk about cash rate. We'll move on to the afterwards, but let's just deal with the whole Pogba thing. So, does anybody here think that Pogba leaves in January? Is anybody on that whole thing?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna leave, but we should leave.
Because, I mean, like, I think with you, where money comes from, it is true because no matter how much Pogba wants to leave, United would be extremely stupid to let him go. That's the first thing, let him go in January. Second thing is, are you saying that they're going to work at a deal where United don't play Pogba in the Champions League from now till January? He plays one game in the Champions League, that's it. He can play for any other team in the Champions League again. So there is no way in hell that United are not going to play Pogba in the Champions League. So in both those instances, it doesn't make any sense for him to leave. So again, I don't know where this report is coming from. I don't know what the hell Mino Raiola can do. I don't know how Raiola can spin it. But there is nothing in which he can spin in which he leaves. Now, we look at the summer, and I'll find it very hard for Pogba to still be a United player next season.
Yeah, it could happen double edge, like in case of Barcelona, because Barcelona just want to rid off from Rakitic, and I think so Pogba would be the most potential or most reliable transfer or the player instead of Rakitic. So I think so Barcelona could go for Pogba in summers.
I don't know why do people think he's unhappy at United? I don't see why he wouldn't want to stay at United.
But I think look, if you're happy at a club, you will say you're happy at the club and you want to have a long term. But if you're saying that like, I don't know what's going to happen in the next few months, there are reports about, and you're very wishy-washy, then whether it's happy or unhappy, you don't want to stay there. So maybe he's still happy, but maybe he just wants to move on. Because if he wanted to stay at the club, you'd come out and say, "Oh no, I love Manchester United. It's the best club in the world. I see myself here for many years." That's what you would use. Because remember, once Hazard knew that, okay, this move isn't happening, he just said, "Oh no, Chelsea, my team now. I'm with them. I'm going to help them." But I think for Pogba, he still feels like there's still a possibility for me to engineer a move. I mean, but I don't think it's very likely. Okay, so let's just move on to the next parts of this right now, and that is the whole Zidane escapade. Before I give you guys, let me just give briefly my view on this is that don't take the job. Zizou, do not take the job. Listen,
double edge.
This is the biggest mistake. Easy, wait. Let me learn. I'll give it the thing. Do not take the job. This is a trap. It's a trap. Zidane, you are hot news now. Unprecedented, 3 Champions Leagues in a row. It is tempting that, hey, I'm pretty amazing. I'm pretty hot stuff. I can go to United and, okay, I'm not sure whether I'm winning the Premier League. You know what? I can deliver them the Champions League because I've got the Midas touch. No, Zidane. You go to United, you're not winning a trophy there.
Double edge. What if United is offering £400 million to spend for Zidane special? So that's something different, right? And he can, bring some of his players of his choice.
How likely is it that he'd be able to bring them? Because if they can't attract these guys now,
to be honest, Man United is a very lucrative club in terms of finance. Yeah, so it will provide you a huge wages. A small guy like Sanchez is earning 500,000 a week. So why not 300,000 a week for Toni Kroos, for Thiago Alcantara? Why not? These players are really creative players you need in midfield, and Man U are still lacking. And in terms of Pogba, Pogba, because he wants freedom in that space. So if Zidane would be like a manager, so definitely Pogba will surely stay in that Man United team.
I think that if you look at Zidane though, and I'll say this is that I think he would thrive in a team like United because again, I feel like maybe the style of football, especially, it might be a bit like the Sir Alex Ferguson way, the way Ferguson was playing. And I like the way that he's trying to support Pogba with a Toni Kroos because again, I don't think Pogba as of right now has a huge support around him to say that, oh my goodness, I'm playing with...
He's got nothing.
What's it? Sorry, what you say, Richard? Okay, yeah. So like I was saying, I don't think Pogba can say to himself that, man, I'm playing with a world-class midfield, around me. I think for players like, let's say, Rakitic,
is he world class himself? I mean, let's be honest. He's part of that midfield, so he's.
I know, but look at let's compare Rakitic.
Match.
Let's compare a player like Iniesta and Rakitic, right? Or even let's say this Barcelona team's midfield, right? Compared to United's midfield, Rakitic is surrounded with players like Arturo Vidal and Arthur Melo, who I can say is the next Xavi maybe, and then a Busquets, And with Pogba, he's not surrounded with any of those kind of dudes. So I don't know,
Barca, your question is Croatia. Rakitic is surrounded by Modric in Croatia.
Yeah, and even in Barcelona, he's surrounded with
and also Brozovic as well. So look, basically, I think it's a very fair point because I am a huge fan of Rakitic. But the fact of the matter is that if you put Rakitic in this United, let's say you just did a swap deal, Pogba comes to Barcelona, Rakitic goes to United. Rakitic will be exposed in a midfield with Herrera, Fellaini, and Fred. He would be. But Rakitic with all the good midfield players, you see a very good Rakitic.
You're acting as if Pogba's been dominating, but it's just his midfield partners are letting him. Pogba's been just as poor as Herrera, as Fellaini, as the rest of the guys, as Fred. He hasn't stood out or done anything for United. You guys are acting like his teammates are letting him down. What has he done for his teammates?
Man, you have to look.
Yeah,
I don't think you understand what we're saying.
We're saying.
Hedge. I want you to ask a simple question, please.
Yeah.
Name a single elite club right now. Like in that particular club, just there is only one world class midfielder. Name a elite club right now. Top five club right now.
Uh, okay.
There is no
Okay.
Man City, David Silva.
What
Yeah.
about Chelsea?
Chelsea is not elite club, not top five.
No, but
Hey,
they have look at N'Golo Kante
Wait,
and
wait.
and then you've got
Jorginho.
Jorginho
So,
as
so,
well.
so, Man
But
United is top five.
Muntaha makes a very, very strong point. Muntaha makes a very, very strong point. I mean, you could maybe say Inter Milan now with 9 Golan, but still at the same time, as in he still has a pretty tough physical midfield. Like I told you, Fellaini and Herrera, that ain't it, man. I have no idea who the hell Fred is or where he came from. Like, sorry. So it's like in a midfield, trust me, because I've played midfield before. If you are by far the best midfielder, it can't work.
Yeah.
Because the whole point for it to work is that you have to be in a midfield where I can give this dude the ball, and I know that guy can keep hold of the ball, and that guy can give me the ball back, and that guy can also be almost as good as me in keeping the ball and actually getting the midfield to work. But if I'm given a dude the ball who can either pass sideways, backwards, doesn't do anything interesting with the ball, that means I'm now forced to now really go back into midfield and actually do a lot of the midfield heavy work.
Midfield work, yeah.
So it's like you have to, like it has to be even-handed within who does keeping possession, going forward, bringing it back, tackling, and everything. So, but and this is what I said when United got Pogba, and I knew it was going to happen. I said, look, Pogba is a particular kind of midfield player. He's a midfielder that has to be given freedom. But Mourinho thought that, oh my God, this is a great talent. I'm going to make him control my midfield. I think this guy can be my central midfielder who can control my main midfield, and that's the biggest mistake. He isn't. That's there are different kinds of midfielders. You can't ask Matic to control your midfield. You can't ask Rakitic to be your number 10, who's an attacking midfielder that can get 14, 15 goals like Coutinho.
Yeah.
So there are different kinds of midfielders, and I think that Pogba, I think he realized that, you know what, I thought that we were going to get Verratti, or we're going to get Modric, or someone in midfield to really help, so supports me. We haven't had that. I need to bounce, but let's just go back to the whole Zidane thing. I think the thing with Zidane is that, look, it's not going to work, man. I mean, but I see Muntaha, I get what you're saying. So let's play that game then. Okay, so I get Alcantara. I get, who else do I get? I get
Toni
Kroos. Maybe you could throw in the Perisic and everything. Cool. But my thing about this is that, you see, the Zidane Real Madrid thing was a perfect storm. It was just it was the perfect team for Zidane. Because the thing about Zidane is that he is still, like, let's just be real. He managed, he coached, he still brought some titles. So that whole thing of like, oh my gosh, he just stood there and they just did everything. Nah. Everybody does something in their own way. But I feel that was the perfect team for him. Remember, he also worked under Ancelotti as well. So he already had like an insight into how the team worked prior. But I thought that was just a perfect team. But I think, first of all, Premier League wise, it's going to be tough because the Premier League is the toughest league in the world. Daniel, shut your camera off so that
off. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So basically, the Premier League is going to be. So look, I mean, like, okay. Who thinks that Zidane would do well with United if he's given his targets?
I actually think he might do well.
How well? What trophy does he win? Where does he finish in the Premier League?
I think if you give him maybe like 2 or 3 seasons, he can win a Premier League with Manchester United. The Champions League, I'm not sure.
The problem is right now the
Maybe
X factor
the
of
Mexican
Mourinho.
club.
Go.
Yeah, the problem is right now Mourinho wants to play like Inter 2.0, and Man United is not accepting those things. They don't want to, play like a kind of Snyder role, like how Snyder used to play at that time, how he used to provide the ball. So they need a old school football of for Alex Ferguson, like left wing backs are going up, crosses and all those things, proper appropriate crosses with great left back, right backs, proper holding midfielder, and then a great striker, target man. So they require these kind of stuff. So I think so. Zidane can definitely bring these kind of approaches into football because this thing he used to play same thing, same philosophy in Madrid. Yeah, I can understand the level of Madrid player was something else, but he can at least build some kind of team which could be competing, really competitive in Champions League, and they can win. I think so. Premier League in 2 seasons, I guess, 2 or 3 seasons.
You're dreaming, guys. It's not gonna happen. Zidane is not a miracle worker. He's not gonna just because he changed the manager. You think all the players? Why would they go to United first of all? If who are these players that Zidane would get that any other team wouldn't be looking at that would get them the title? Come on, be serious. United needs.
But look, if I am a player, I want the opportunity to play under Zidane. Like playing under Zidane and playing under Mourinho, those are two different things for a player, you know. So,
but these players, I don't know if who are these players specifically? Because just give me a few names that you would think Zidane would go for.
Well, he said Toni Kroos and Thiago Alcantara. Those are two names.
Those won't win you the league. Come on.
Come on. We all know Thiago Alcantara doesn't like one Niko Kovac, yeah. And we all know that. He has some kind of rivalry. And he's looking for leaving this Bayern Munich.
He's injured half the time anyway. But the thing is also, would that even work with the players?
This business. And Man United doesn't, depend and believe on Mourinho. And like especially Woodward don't want to spend money on Mourinho's philosophy because they know what kind of football or what kind of brand they want or they are craving for it.
So
but they don't like Mourinho, so that's why they are not spending.
What I will say is, you see Martial, right? The reason for Martial signing a 5-year contract is because Ed Woodward has promised him that Mourinho is not going to stick in the job for a very long time. So basically, you guys can count out Mourinho staying in the job because since Martial's already signed that 5-year contract, there's no way Martial's going to be playing for Mourinho, and Mourinho is more likely not to have his job by the end of December.
We have let's just move on. We have some quick other topics to go through. We're going to go through all the topics. So I want to now to talk to you now about Mbappe. Now, do people now believe or feel confident that this could be Mbappe's coming out season this year? Do you think he could really take things by storm in the Champions League after what he did at the World Cup, or do you think he needs maybe another 2-3 years before he really gets out there?
I think he needs to leave the League because he won't be taken seriously if he's in that league.
So what if he balls in the Champions League? What if he becomes top scorer and balls in the Champions League?
I think he needs to win it for people to take him seriously.
So who else here thinks that he needs to leave League on?
Personally, I believe.
Honestly,
he's not gonna leave League. Let's be honest. It's PSG. PSG hold on to players until they get all the juice out of them. So if he's gonna leave League or PSG specifically, it's because he's getting an injury or something like that, and he loses his pace. But I think for him, scoring a lot of goals in the Champions League when it matters against big teams, because against Real Madrid he was shockingly awful. I mean, he was like a Theo Walcott if Theo Walcott was a PSG player. He was just terrible. Disappeared completely, didn't even do his part. Also Neymar did, but that's another story. But he just needs to show up in big games, and that shows good for him. But he's still nowhere near top 10 in the world as people think he is somehow.
Hey, can I answer, please?
Yeah, go for it.
The problem with Mbappe is experience. Last year, he was just 19. How can you expect to play against the team who has 6-7 years of semi-final, finals in Champions League? Come on. You have to give that much liberty.
Sane did it at 18.
Come on, man. Okay, look, this guy did it in World Cup, yeah? forget about Sane then. Okay. Secondly, you have to like wait for it. He needs to gain some kind of experience, and if he'll play in Liga, it will be really easy for week in week out to play in Liga. But he has to experience El Clasico. He has to experience the English Premier League. And,
Look, I'm waiting there. Like, I look like the guy is still very young, and as I've always said to people, like, I'm not out here blowing Mbappe's trumpet. Like, look, what he's already done already is incredible. Like, as a 19-year-old to do what he did at the World Cup, scoring in a World Cup final, being one of France's main go-to guys, I thought was shocking. So he has so many years that it is crazy to think that he can do anything this year. But my thing, I think, like, I'm just watching. I think Barcelona are already my team who I think can win it, and I don't think that Tuchel is really the right man to bring home the cake for PSG. But look, man,
I think. Oh, sorry. Can I talk about Mbappe?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I love the kid, bro. I know I'm a Barca fan, but I regret Barcelona not buying him. I think this Champions League is very tricky. Getting to the knockout stages was very important, not this group stage. But what I would say is,
why do you like the kid?
Wait, let him finish.
Thomas Tuchel is a good man. If you watch what he did with Dortmund, that Dortmund side, and then also helping Dortmund win the DFB Pokal. Let me tell you something. He's played under a Ousmane Dembele, right? Who this guy is one of the most they call he can use 2 foot to play soccer. He can actually use both feet to play soccer. The guy is talented. Dembele is talented, so he's played under Dembele. He knows what to expect, and he knows how to handle huge egos. I think that is the most important thing about Tuchel is because
has he won a league title in his life?
No. Listen.
Come on. No. How do you win a league title with Bayern Munich in there? Come on.
Bayern Munich.
No. You can't win a league title with Bayern Munich. No, it's not gonna happen.
It's impossible to win against Bayern. Sorry.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is he brought up the potential in a Dembele and Aubameyang.
But Barca, this is a whole, because Dortmund is one thing. A team with the very problematic character that is Neymar, the pressure of PSG, the money involved, the superstars. This is a whole different ball game. Different ball game. So it's I think that's why, for me, like, someone like PSG need like a Capel. Something like that. Like I think okay. Put it this way. I agree with you that Tuchel is the perfect guy for Mbappe, 100%.
Yeah.
But was sort of going into like, okay, Mbappe, but who does he play? He plays for PSG. Now, when you look at the PSG and everything like that, as good as Tuchel will be one-on-one managing and coaching and refining Mbappe, he's got to deal with what Neymar brings. He's got to deal with guys who are on the bench who want to play. He's got to deal with a team who have to be remotivated, because Liga is something that they win as soon as the season begins. So there's a lot of different things that he's going to deal with before he even gets into a one-on-one with Mbappe, which is why it's very complex. So so just last thing, and then we will move on to the next topic.
All right. So what this is my last thing that I will say is that I think, right, that in the Champions League, if you see in the knockout stage that Mbappe is on fire, I think Mbappe might be one of the best players, because you saw what he did in the World Cup knockout stage, where scores 4. I think he scores 4 or 3 against Argentina, and the next thing you know, it's a ball game. Like, it kicks fire his career.
Against Argentina, come on. Anyway, next topic.
No. But look, I said again with Mbappe, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what, because for me, there's nobody I want to really take over. Sorry, I want this new era to begin, like the era of Mbappe, of flipping Brands, or flipping Dembele. I want this new era to start now, because again, I want new blood. So let's look at this Germany team now. So Why is Joachim Löw still the manager of Germany?
Because he won the World Cup.
When was that? Please tell me the year that happened.
Oh, yes.
A few years ago.
Manny, tell me the year that he won the World Cup. Tell me.
2014.
Now,
8 years
you're
ago.
pretty good at maths. Now, how many years ago was 2014? From now. So from now to 2014, how many years ago? Tell me.
He also
4.5
won
years.
Manny, answer the. Wait, I'm asking
he
you a
won.
question. Answer the question. How many years ago was that?
Okay, it was 3 years, 4 years, but he won Confederations last year, so I guess that gives him something.
So
Confederation Cup.
Confederations Cup is a
Yeah.
nothing trophy. So
Yeah.
because he won the World Cup 4 years ago, he still has a right to still be the German manager after finishing bottom
I
of
mean,
a pretty easy group.
if he had went to quarterfinals and lost, what would be the difference really? It's win or nothing really. So if
Come on, Manny, please use your brain. See, Manny, this is why guys get angry with you in the comments. You have to use your brain at least.
it's the truth.
Wait. You just said that there is no difference between finishing bottom of your group and reaching the quarterfinals. You just said that there's no difference in there. That's what you just said.
Not for Germany if they lose. It's at the end. It's the same thing.
No. But there is a difference pertaining to embarrassment. For the defending champions to lose in the quarterfinals, like, oh damn, quarterfinals. For the defending champions to not get past their group, that's different.
Serious. Yeah.
So who would you have him replaced with then?
It's just that he's already signed in a new contract. There's this guy called Nagelsmann. I think he's
I was going to say
manager.
that too.
Joachim Löw has been the manager of these guys since 2008.
Yeah.
Since 2008, this guy has been the manager. That's 10 years. That's too long. Because again, the whole thing with managers and especially international, especially when you come a new blood coming in, you have to change managers because a new manager brings in new ideas and it re-energizes the team. It excites the players. Especially if you're a young player, you need somebody who is of now, who's doing tactics of now. So it's high pressing, it's micromanagement, it's short passes. So you have to have somebody who's within the now. And I think that with Joachim Löw, and it's not fault to his own, he is just who he is. So
I think
there's only thing that he'll be able to bring in new ideas because he is who he is. You know, he's set in his ways as is every human being on this world. So
I think Joachim Löw, right, and this German FA, what they're trying to do is they're trying to resemble the United when Sir Alex Ferguson was the coach.
Well, but this is internationals, man. That's bullshit.
Actually, they are not trying to copy Sir Alex. They are trying to copy Vincent Del Bosque, Spain, 2008.
He's probably gonna leave after the next two Euros. So they just want to. There's no reason to change him now because he still has the World Cup. He did well Confederations Cup. It doesn't look like he's taking the team in the wrong direction.
So it means you are jeopardizing the chances for Euro 2020. So you're gonna keep Löw for clearly you're risking him. You're taking a risk.
Okay, so it's more of a risk. You're saying it's more of a risk. You're saying it's more of a risk.
Definitely, it's a risk.
It's more of a risk to keep a World Cup winning manager and over putting somebody from Hoffenheim that hasn't played with small players and small budget.
At least
the question here is
back passes to Zidane. We don't want back passes.
The question here is that so for the Joachim Löw guy, right?
Yeah.
What defines a world-class manager? That is the question over a long period. What defines a world-class manager? Can Joachim Löw be in that category? You know what I'm trying to say? Because again, you won it.
You know what I mean? Because look, everybody knows this. Joachim Löw wasn't the reason they won the World Cup. He wasn't. The reason why they won that was really the player. He did something, but really, Del Bosque was very much a huge reason why Spain won that World Cup.
That World Cup, yeah.
A huge reason. So, but with Joachim Löw, you just had a team who were just, it was there. Because Klinsmann had already built the blueprint. Klinsmann and himself already, Klinsmann built the blueprint for this new generation to come in and really flourish. So I just think that, it wasn't Joachim Löw's like tactics and strategy and everything that won them. That it was really the players were just ready because they'd always been knocking on the door. But I think as of now, you look at what France are doing right now. As in, I don't see Germany with Joachim Löw being matched up against a. I remember, okay, yes, it was 0-0, but France could have won that game. Really should have won that game. You know, so I just think that's for Germany. With everything, you need something new. You always need something new because if you keep standing still, you're not going to be able to move forward. So now I want to move on to this thing, Ramos and Salah. This has to be one of the dumbest flipping things I can think of. So basically, Ramos came out and he said that during the whole Salah escapade, where Salah dislocated his shoulder, like him and his family received death threats, and so forth. And again, so let me remind myself. So the Champions League was, well, I think it was May or June or something.
It was
May 26th.
Okay, so June, July, August.
May 26th.
Yeah. So about 4 months, almost 4 months after the fact, we are still going on about this thing, and people are still sort of. I think the worst thing was like when Klopp even mentioned it. I was like, Klopp, bro, like Klopp, I respect you, man.
I hope you're saying you shouldn't hold on to things that have happened months ago. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that nothing happened. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he did.
I'm saying nothing happened. I'm saying that everybody know that Ramos was not the reason Salah dislocated his shoulder. That's what I'm saying.
He injured him. Let's be honest.
This is injured him.
Yeah.
Pop, I don't want to go into like a debate, but this is a brother that has had over 20 plus red cards in his career, and you mean to tell me that he doesn't mean to go and injure players? Ask Lionel Messi how.
Okay, no, Daniel. Just think carefully about what you're saying right now. So you're saying that 20 minutes into the game, Ramos is like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to this dude's hand. I'm going to hold on to this dude's right hand, and I'm going to dislocate his left hand.
I don't think he meant to dislocate. I don't think he meant to dislocate his arm, but I think he meant to like hurt him to like, because it was tactical. We didn't after when Salah came off, we weren't the same, and everybody can agree with that.
Daniel, please, can I answer you for this thing? Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Second leg, Roma, or consider first leg against Roma.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, after 45 minutes, you guys will disappear. I can't see Salah anymore. So how you can say that you guys gonna win the final with Salah?
I feel like that's an excuse, though.
No, it's not an excuse. I'm not excusing. Like Karius was terrible in that game. But I'm not even. I'm happy he's gone.
I understand.
But the way, like, if he didn't want to injure, man, he could have let go of his arm. He pulled it.
Okay. Hold on there.
Again, you're beating around the bush.
Now, Daniel, are you honestly telling me that in football you don't see defenders hold on to people's arm? It's a professional foul. That's what happens in football. When a guy has beaten you for speed, you're like, you know what? I'll take one for the team. I'm going to make sure that I hold onto this dude's arm until he bloody stops, because it's a professional foul.
But let go of his arm. I'm not saying he meant to dislocate his arm, but I think he meant to ruffle him up.
You know what, Daniel? I completely.
I
agree with
what you see.
But guys, Liverpool plays in English Premier League, right?
This is high level for football. And in high level football, defenders will say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I'm not here to break your arms or injure you, but I'm here to tell you that, you know what, we're in, especially your flair player. I'm going to make sure that, look, man, let me just get a little shoulder, a little thing to say, you know what, this ain't going to be easy for you. So you can't just have a free ride. It's just high level for football. So there was nothing that he did that was malicious. You see, what Totti did, what
It's
Totti
obvious.
did on Balotelli,
Tell
that's
you, yeah.
malicious.
Now,
What
can I
Badly,
say,
that guy does thing, that's malicious. What
can I
Ramos
say something?
did
Okay.
isn't a violent act. It isn't. It's holding someone's arm. So we've now reached a point where holding someone's arm is now violence.
falling on it.
It's not
I
about
think
it's not about holding the hand. It's about what he knew what exactly he needed to do to make sure Salah injured his shoulder. Maybe he didn't want to dislocate it,
Yeah, I
but
agree
he
with
wanted
you,
him
for sure.
to land right.
Thank you.
but
Don't
but,
have
but
I mean, come
I
on.
agree.
say, can I say something?
How does a look
Wow.
Salah? So why didn't Ramos
What a
do this
hypothesis, Mike.
against Messi? Because Salah is nowhere near the level of that's Messi.
I'll never
why
say
hasn't
that.
Ramos
I'll
done this
never say
against a
that.
player
I
like
would
Messi?
say that's what I'm saying.
It's because it's about a situation at the time. He sees it and he takes it. Messi doesn't. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with Messi that they're in the exact same situation. It's just a moments to moments basis. If Messi was in the same, I think he would do it if it was a final. Yeah.
So
in every moment, right? And I'll say this: in soccer, you have to be mentally fit. You have to be mentally strong too. Like you can't play soccer and not be mentally strong. That is why I respect players like Diego Costa, because if you look at Costa, even if let's say Ramos tried to dislocate his arm, still his arm wouldn't hurt because he is
Oh,
mentally.
really?
You see,
Is he Iron Man or something? His arm wouldn't hurt if the guy injured him, man. Come on.
no.
Well,
Have
in
you?
that case,
okay. My
Because
thought.
mental strength to do
I feel that way, guys. Easy. I just feel that it's it's a new season now. It's September 2018.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Exactly.
Let it go. And I think
I've let it go, but like I've let it go.
yeah, no, and I think that's the
you
thing.
guys are weeping on it, I guess.
I think like look, Liverpool, if Salah had been on another pitch, I still think that they lose the game. It would have been a very interesting game, but I still think that they lose the game because Liverpool as a team just cannot match up to what that Real Madrid team is. But it'd been very interesting. But now,
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you.
like Ramos was the reason, and they got cheated out of. That's just being. I mean, that's a loser's mentality. So, guys, just to end with this right now, FIFA ratings. So, I think that all of you guys play FIFA.
Nah.
Yeah,
I don't have.
yeah, for
I
sure.
don't
Man,
play.
like Higuain, the most ridiculous one is Higuain, 90.
Nah, it's Varane, 86.
Okay. So look, let me speak straight to Muntaha right now about this. So Muntaha, I want you to be very truthful here.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me with a straight face that Cristiano's dribbling stat is 90?
It's not 90, 88.
88. What?
88, yeah.
When's the last time you beat a man? What do you mean 88?
It's overall 88 dribbling of Cristiano.
Come on, man.
It's a business, guys. Come on, you gotta give him a rating boost.
See, that's what I realized. See, Manny, you're right. Like, I'm in two minds about this. In one mind, I'm like, you're lying. You're telling lies. On the other mind is like, wait a minute, it's a business because in one hand, Cristiano's dribbling should be like 70 something.
Lower, 50.
That's a fact. But on the other hand, I'm like, this guy is the cover star. This guy's gonna help us shift units. You can't have the cover star has to be one of the best players in the game. In every single video game, your cover star, the guy that is helping you promote your product, has to be one of the best players in the game. So that has to happen. But I think even beyond that, okay, fair enough. I can put the Cristiano thing to one side.
Again. Yeah. A question for you. So why Cristiano penalty is 80? It should be 95, 97?
Oh no! Look, as I say again, if we're doing stats,
and how about strength?
95, penalties 90, 95.
Yeah.
What's it called? Dribbling, that thing should be 70. That thing shouldn't sniff 80, and that's the truth. It should be 71, 72.
I think FIFA, right? And I'll say this: FIFA is a game where it is the most popular game in across the continent. You know, all
Pro
over.
Evo is better though, but carry on.
That's a big.
I'm sorry. Like Pro Evo doesn't reach a cent in FIFA because you look at the way
it's the better. No, trust me, it's the better game. Like as far as if we're talking gameplay, it's Pro Evo. If we're talking
no, I
presentation
understand.
and
I
licenses,
understand.
FIFA.
I understand though.
Nobody plays that game. I don't want to read
PES, I'll give PES gameplay, right? But FIFA, just look at the how they do the game scans for the players' faces at the beginning of the season. They do face scans. On PES, they don't do face scans. For PES, they don't have licenses to certain clubs. In 2017, I bought PES 2017, I think last week ago. They didn't even have Bayern Munich in the game.
Okay, like that's another bonus. Like obviously, this still pertains to ratings, but we'll come out to ratings now. That's the thing now. It's like, look, there's this whole thing about licenses. So FIFA, because it's FIFA, they have first dibs on licenses, and this is competition. FIFA know that their main competitor is Pro Evo. So FIFA know that we have these licenses.
Yeah,
we're gonna make you charge. We're gonna charge you for these licenses.
Yeah.
And Pro Evo, like, we can't afford the amount for these licenses. We just can't. So we have to have the bloody option file. And I think, in my opinion, that's unfair. Because I feel that, you know what? If you think you're a far better game than Pro Evo, let's have a fair playing ground. Anybody has access to this licenses, because I tell you right now, if Pro Evo have those licenses, it's interesting. I'll be
gameplay.
I've not owned a FIFA game in about 5-6 years.
No, but listen, and I think it comes back to my point here in that FIFA, right? And I'll say this again: the average and also look at it in this way: the Champions League is not in PES. You know, it's no more in PES. Like, it's literally gone away from PES. Now it's in FIFA. So now you're thinking to yourself, like, what is PES really up for? Like, what tournament can you really play in PES since Champions League is not even there anymore? You know, and now you're playing with FIFA where there's Champions League, there's Europa League. You can play 1v1 survival mode. I don't have Xbox One or anything.
The World Cup as well.
See, this now goes to our original point, which is about the ratings. The beauty of Pro Evo for me is that I know whenever I use that certain player, I know what I can and can't do with that player. I really feel what it feels like to really be with that player. Like, yeah, this is what Pirlo feels like. This is what Robin feels like. This is what Messi feels like. Oh, this is what Busquets feels like. This is what Piqué feels like. This is what Hazard feels like. This is what Pogba, people like this. And this is what De Bruyne feels like. But in FIFA, it just feels very skewed because FIFA says, wait a minute, this guy isn't supposed to be this good.
This good, yeah.
So it's like, I know how this guy plays, and this guy doesn't play like this.
Like,
and that's why Pro Evo really focus on player ID. Now that's what they call it.
No, I think Pro Evo beats
really
FIFA with the gameplay. It really does, no question about it. Because FIFA, I'm not gonna lie, last year's gameplay was terrible. Like, it was just horrible. But Pro Evo, in terms of when I was playing, I was like, okay, the gameplay looks really, really nice. You know what I'm trying to say? But again,
the last time I ever played Pro Evo, I saw Chelsea was listed as FC London. I just turned the TV off and just went outside.
Goodness.
That was it.
Like,
I threw away the game immediately.
You know, when I saw that, I just threw it away because I don't think anyone has time to download an option file, and it just takes too much time. And then changing coaches. FIFA is the best game overall.
My thing is this: that it's like when I play a video game, the main thing for me in a video game above anything else is gameplay. That's why to this day people still play Tetris. The graphics in Tetris are bloody. Like, there are no graphics. But people play Tetris because of the gameplay. People play Mario, all these things because of the gameplay. And for me, like, I know what a football game should feel like.
I told
you, like, almost everybody, like what's it called? There was this guy, the guy that runs the Chelsea thing for 100% Chelsea. He had FIFA. So whenever good people say, I play FIFA, and whenever when I play FIFA, I'm like, man, these graphics are incredible. The stadiums are incredible. The detail, the presentation, and everything. But when I play, I'm like, this feels like I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like if I'm playing a video game. But in Pro Evo, it feels like if I'm in a football match. Like it feels like if I'm actually they actually get football situations in it. And my thing is that I am more willing to be like, you know what, option 5, because that I get what's happening, and I know the position that because Pro Evo are in a position where this is war, and FIFA want that market share, but Pro Evo are refusing to go away, and I think that FIFA will always get the lion's share. They always will, because they have the licenses, they have the promotion, they have more money. It's EA. Okay.
There is one rumor about PES is like they might come up with offline icon modes such as Maradona, Pele, and all those things. So they might come.
Yeah,
but I want to say,
I think no. Look, I don't know how they're going to pretty much win this war, because I think that FIFA, especially with how big football is, I think
they can never win it.
especially the young kids, kids. You see, guys of my age and older, we still value like a gameplay, and because we grew up with Pro Evo and everything, we still have that affiliation. But guys who's 15 or 16 doesn't even know what the hell Pro Evo is. A guy 15 or 16, as soon as they go into that store, that game store, the first thing they look about, give me that bloody FIFA game. Do you know how much EA makes off FIFA Ultimate Team?
Ultimate Team,
People, because I know a friend of mine who plays a lot of Ultimate Team, and he tells me that like kids will literally spend hundreds of real money, not digital, real money on these cards. So you know how much money EA are getting from a 15-year-old with his rich parents paying hundreds for these cards. It's crazy. So it's like, you know,
I've never played Ultimate,
and I'll say this.
Look, it's for me, it's about gameplay.
And I'll say this, HH. With the way FIFA is, right?
Yeah.
I think obviously, and I'll say this, the best FIFA game to ever come was 08. FIFA 08 was the best. I don't care what anybody says. You play that gameplay.
I liked FIFA 98 personally, but you know, that was way back.
FIFA 9.
Hey, don't laugh, man.
98, 98 was my brother was talking to me about 90, but I think 08 was the best. The gameplay was just this flipping charts, you know.
They were all trash until 2012. Let's be honest.
What is it?
What?
See, that's okay. I think that's an age thing, because people do not understand. Like, FIFA 98 was a turning point. That's a turning point, because remember before FIFA 98, like when FIFA 98 came, when Pro E, the first Pro Evo came, I think there was one with Unreal or something on the PS2. That's when Pro Evo won the war, because FIFA had like a 4-year period where Pro Evo was the game to go to. And then I think it was maybe 08 or 09.
Yeah,
I think it was when Morientes or someone was on the cover. That FIFA then came back, and then Pro Evo was now down in the doldrums. But I think what's happening as I look, but I think FIFA are going to be winning this for many years. But I think that a lot of trust me, man, I think a lot of people are like,
honest,
let's try this whole Pro Evo thing, because see, EA are now like chilling, because you know what?
Chilling,
we don't need to put that much in the gameplay. We are earning so much money from Ultimate Team.
Player faces and graphics.
But whereas like Konami said that, you know, because remember, Konami are like, you know what? We have to put a lot more into our gameplay. And trust me, who knows, man? Because even both FIFA and Pro Evo, they still haven't yet gotten the game. Because football is such a complicated, detailed sport that, like, basically, you look at NBA 2K, you can get better than that.
Yeah.
You cannot get NBA 2K, that is basketball. You cannot get better than that. Graphically, gameplay, that is the game. And I don't think that a football game has reached the level of Madden or NBA 2K yet.
2K, that's what I was saying too.
You know, like, there is definitely still a ways to go. Okay, guys, I'm out before my throat goes. All right, I'll see you guys next week.